What 1950s record labels define jukebox music? Imagine walking into a lively soda shop or a bustling bowling alley where the jukebox is the star of the scene. Those machines didn't just play music, they created memories and shaped a whole generation's sound. To understand the music that filled those machines, we need to look at the record labels behind the hits. During the 1950s, a few big companies dominated the scene, making sure their songs were everywhere. Columbia Records was a major player, known for artists like Doris Day and Johnny Ray. They pressed millions of records and had a strong presence in both pop and jazz. RCA Victor was another giant, famous for stars like Elvis Presley and Perry Como. Their records were widely available and often featured on jukeboxes across the country. Decca Records was also influential, especially with artists like Bill Haley and the Comets, who helped bring rock and roll into the mainstream. Capitol Records, based in Hollywood, became famous for its bright, catchy pop sound, with artists like Frank Sinatra and Peggy Lee. Mercury Records was known for its diverse catalog, including jazz and pop, and they pressed a lot of records that teens loved to play on jukeboxes. MGM Records, linked to the famous film studio, also had hits that found their way into jukeboxes, especially with stars like Judy Garland. These major labels controlled the majority of the records that teens played in their favorite hangouts. But the story of jukebox music isn't just about the big companies. Smaller, independent labels also played a key role. Labels like Sun Records in Memphis became famous for launching the careers of Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, and Jerry Lee Lewis. Sun Records focused on rhythm and blues and early rock and roll, giving the jukebox a rebellious edge. Atlantic Records, another independent, became known for rhythm and blues and soul music, with artists like Ray Charles and Ruth Brown. Specialty Records, run by Art Rupe, was famous for releasing records by Little Richard and Sam Cooke, whose energetic songs became jukebox staples. These smaller labels often took more risks and helped introduce new sounds that the major companies sometimes ignored. They captured the raw energy of the youth culture and made sure their records found a place in jukeboxes everywhere. The introduction of the 5500 and 45 revolutions per minute record in 1950 made it easier and cheaper for jukebox operators to stock a wider variety of songs. They could quickly change records and keep the music fresh. The remote wallboxes allowed customers to pick their favorite tunes from their booths, making jukeboxes more interactive and social. For many teenagers, dropping a coin into the machine and hearing their favorite song was a special moment. These labels and innovations helped turn jukeboxes into symbols of the 50s' lively, rebellious spirit. The music they produced and promoted created the soundtrack for a generation that loved to dance, dream, and share their stories through song.